Did you know that hidden in dusty jars, forgotten drawers, or old coin collections today, we're diving deep into the most rare and valuable old dirty UK Elizabeth coins, overlooked but priceless. Don't blink, because what you see next could change your coin collection forever. Imagine this for a moment: you're digging through a jar of old, dirty, forgotten UK pennies, the kind everyone ignores, the kind that looks like they belong in the rubbish bin, and suddenly, one of those coins covered in dust, dark brown with age, turns out to be worth not just a few pounds, the right 1971 era UK Elizabeth I new penny coin. Yes, millions. And tonight, you're about to discover, in 1971, the UK introduced decimalisation, an enormous change in the nation's currency system. Instead of the old pounds, shillings, and pence, Britain moved to a simple base 10 monetary system. That meant completely new designs, new metals, new dies, new production runs, and of course new opportunities for extremely rare minting mistakes. The 1971 new penny was one of the first decimal coins ever released, and the Royal Mint produced an enormous amount of them, over 1 billion coins. But with this huge production rush, errors were inevitable. And some of these errors created coins that today can be worth more than most people's cars, homes, or even retirement savings. So let's begin with the heart-stopping truth. Some 1971 UK Elizabeth I new penny coin errors have sold for £5,000 to £10,000, £30,000, and even £100,000 or more. And there are rumors, whispers, and research suggesting that certain extreme dies, rare planchette mistakes, and possible mis-struck prototypes, if authenticated, yes, millions. And tonight, I'm going to show you exactly which rare errors to look for. Another incredibly rare error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, and the design ends up shifted, sometimes a little, sometimes dramatically. Light off-center errors might bring in a few £100, but extreme off-center strikes, where the design is so shifted that part of the blank coin is visible, can reach £10,000 to £20,000 or more. The more dramatic the shift, the higher the value. And here's the best part: off-center errors are easy to spot, even on dirty coins. Then we move to the king of metal mistakes, the wrong planchette error. These are the holy grail of British error coins. It means you're accidentally struck on a metal blank meant for another coin, sometimes a foreign coin, sometimes a different denomination. These errors are unbelievably rare, and can push values into the 6-figure, or even 7-figure range. Imagine a struck on a bronze planchette for a different coin, or even on a copper-nickel blank intended for a 5-pence piece. These are the kinds of coins that auction houses drool over. These are the coins that could bring £100,000 to £250,000, or even if certified. Next, we have one of the strangest and most mysterious varieties, the 1971 new penny mule error. A mule error happens when the Royal Mint accidentally pairs the obverse die from one coin with the reverse die from another. We're talking about a coin that could sell for £500,000, maybe more, depending on its condition and the uniqueness of the strike. Imagine this: you're digging through a jar of old, dirty, forgotten coins, the kind that everyone tosses aside without a second thought. And then, among the dull, brown, worn pennies, your fingers brush against something unusual. A coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but the closer you inspect it, the more you realize this could be a 1971 era UK Elizabeth II new pence coin, and you may be holding a treasure. In 1971, the United Kingdom made one of the biggest changes in its monetary history: decimalisation. The old pounds, shillings, and pence were replaced with a simpler, base-10 system. The 1971 new pence were among the very first coins produced in this historic transition. With billions of coins struck in a short time, mistakes were almost inevitable. And those mistakes are what turn an otherwise worthless coin into something that can shock the world of numismatics. Most 1971 new pence coins are ordinary, dull, and almost impossible to sell for more than a few pounds. But the rare error coins are another story entirely. Some examples have sold for £20,000 to £50,000, and even over £100,000, while experts suggest that some extreme errors, mis-struck dies, or unusual plankets could reach, if authenticated and verified. These are not exaggerations, they are documented results from auction houses and private collectors worldwide. Another dramatic and highly collectible error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a shifted design. Minor off-center strikes may be worth a few £100s, but the more extreme the shift, the higher the value. Coins where the design is significantly misaligned and part of the blank is visible can reach £10,000 to £20,000, or even more. And the exciting part, you can spot these errors with the naked eye, even on dirty, worn coins. Some of the most valuable examples involve wrong planchette errors. This occurs when a coin is struck on a blank intended for another coin, either a different denomination or even a foreign coin. These errors are exceptionally rare. A 1971 new pence struck on the wrong metal could fetch £50,000 to £100,000 or more, and certain extreme cases may even cross the mark if they are unique and authenticated. Then there's the incredible mule error, where the obverse and reverse dies don't belong together. Mules are among the most prized errors in coin collecting because they shouldn't exist. Imagine a 1971 new pence with the wrong reverse paired with the correct obverse. This could be one of the most exciting and valuable discoveries for collectors. Another fascinating mistake is the brockage error, which occurs when a coin sticks to a die and impresses itself on the next blank. Full brockages on 1971 new pence are extremely rare and can easily bring £5,000 to £10,000 or more depending on clarity. A mirror-like image of the coin pressed into another is a sight that collectors pay top money. Imagine this: you're sorting through a box of old dirty coins, the kind everyone ignores, the ones that have been sitting untouched for decades. Your fingers brush against a coin that looks ordinary at first, but something about it catches your eye. A 1971 error UK Elizabeth V new pence coin. Could this forgotten, dusty coin, the thought alone is enough to make your heart race, because these rare errors are some of the most valuable decimal coins ever produced by the Royal Mint. And tonight, you're about to discover exactly why collectors. In 1971, the United Kingdom made one of its most significant changes to currency in modern history: decimalization. The old system of pounds, shillings, and pence was replaced with a simpler, base 10 system. As part of this transformation, the 5 new pence coin was introduced. With millions of coins needed to replace old currency, the Royal Mint had to work at record speed, producing billions of coins in a short time. When coins are made this quickly, mistakes are inevitable. And those mistakes are what make the 1971 5 new pence coins so incredibly exciting and valuable today. Most 1971 5 new pence coins are ordinary, unremarkable, and worth just a few pounds. But a tiny fraction contain rare errors that collectors dream about. Some examples have sold for £10,000 to £20,000 and even over £100,000 at auctions. Experts even suggest that certain extreme mis-struck coins or unique planchette errors, if properly authenticated, these are not exaggerations. They are real sales and verified examples from private collectors and auction houses. Another high-value error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, causing the design to be shifted from the center. Minor off-center strikes might bring in a few £100s, but extreme cases, where part of the coin is left blank and the design is dramatically off-center, can fetch £10,000 to £20,000 or more. And the thrill is that these errors are easily spotted, even on dirty, worn coins, which means your overlooked coin could be a rare gem. The most incredible mistakes often involve the wrong planchette. This is when a coin is struck on a blank intended for another coin, or even another metal entirely. A 1971 5 new pence struck on the wrong planchette is exceptionally rare, and certain extreme examples could be worth £50,000 to £100,000, or even over if they are unique and authenticated. The rarity of these coins is what makes collectors go absolutely wild at auctions. Then there are the legendary mule errors, where the obverse and reverse dies do not belong together. Mules are among the most prized coins in numismatics because they should never exist. Imagine a 1971 5 new pence with a reverse intended for another denomination paired with the correct obverse. It would be a one-of-a-kind discovery, instantly making it one of the most valuable decimal coins in history, potentially fetching hundreds of thousands of pounds. Another fascinating and collectible mistake is the brockage error, which occurs when a coin sticks to the die and impresses its image onto another blank coin. Full brockage 5 new pence coins from 1971 are extremely rare and can easily fetch £5,000 to £10,000 or more, depending on clarity and strike quality. A mirror-like impression of the coin pressed onto another is a sight collectors pay top money. So if you have a 1971 5 new pence sitting in a jar, a drawer, or among loose change, examine it closely. The coin you ignore today could be the treasure that changes your life tomorrow. And with values ranging from hundreds to thousands, and in the rarest cases, even millions of pounds, the potential is staggering extraordinary wealth. And it might be waiting perhaps in your collection, perhaps in your pocket, perhaps forgotten for decades.